Hey, 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 we're back. It's 2026. This is your girl, your sister, your friend, your auntie. We are here tonight with Soulful Revelations by Erica, yours truly. And we are talking tonight about all things Accra. We're talking about my birthday trip to Ghana. Can I just say phenomenal?
Yeah.
We had a blast. We had a blast. When I say we had a blast, we had a blast. And I have two people here tonight that were on the trip with us. So we'll let them introduce themselves. Y'all know who they are, but I'll let them introduce themselves again. Go ahead, Reese.
Sharice Young.
All right. And we have the one and only
Shanae Jackson.
Shanae Jackson. What you call yourself?
The accidental activist. All they need to know is I will cuss them out.
No.
Not on here.
No.
Not here.
Well, I know. I think your TikTok name is the Troublemaker. Is that
Probably community troublemaker.
Oh, there you go. Community Troublemaker.
Yeah, we'll take that for $100, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take that one right there. So we have not been on the podcast since, oh God, I think October of last year.
Yeah, October
last year. And that's because I've been moving and shaking. Literally moving and shaking. And I think, to be truthfully honest, we all have. I think Shanae just got back in town, a day or two ago? So, we all have been moving and shaking. Our lives are really going in a direction that is just a blessing. Not just a blessing to us, but a blessing to so many other people. But tonight we're going to talk about Accra. So, everybody knows that I post a lot of my photos of my travels and when I'm going places, this, that, and the third. And I did the same thing with Accra. So if you all are interested in our trip to Ghana, you can go to my personal Facebook page. You'll see pictures. If you go all the way back to November, you'll see pictures of us in Ghana. Shanae posted pictures as well as Sharice posted pictures. So if you go back to their November pages, you'll see photos of us in Accra. One of the things that Facebook does, and this is not Facebook, social media does. What social media does is when people post pictures of their good times, it almost makes people feel like nothing ever goes wrong. Now, hey, Chi-Town then joined us tonight. Hey, Nene.
Hey, Nene.
So people think that nothing goes wrong. So we're going to talk about some of our hiccups before we even got to Ghana. And then we'll talk about our trip to Ghana. One of the biggest things is getting visas for Ghana. So most people don't know that I've traveled to a lot of countries. And most of the countries that you travel to, you'll get a visa once you arrive, right? You'll purchase your visa at the visa counter once you arrive. However, with Ghana, you actually have to mail your your passport in the mail to the Ghanaian embassy here in Washington, D.C. in the States. They put the visa inside your passport and then mail it back to you. So, Sharice and Shanae, I'll let you all tell your stories of the visa process even before we got to Ghana.
So I kept checking my email. I was like, oh, I hope this gonna come back in time. And my flaw was I was supposed to send the for them to send them what is it called? The mail, a self-addressed envelope back to them in order for me to get it. And I was like, oh Lord. So luckily they were communicating with me so that I could get it done. So I had to go to UPS store and pay for it and send it to them through via email so that they can send it back to me in time. I was sweating bullets because I was like, Oh, please don't let nothing happen. So I couldn't go.
Absolutely. Shanae, your visa, yours was more seamless than anybody's, and she was the last person to send hers.
That's what I was going to say. So first of all, my issue is I'm neurodivergent, so I read all the instructions and read them like multiple times.
And I am the opposite of neurodivergent.
Me too.
I don't read all the instructions. I skim the instructions and then say, "Oh, I got it."
Yeah.
But with me, I set ours off, and I sent off 4 of them for my entire family at the same time. So what made me turn around and panic though was once you start the visa application, you can't go change the speed. So when I first started the visa application, I didn't need to do expedited because it was so far out. But because I traveled for work and stuff so much, it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So Erica called me. She was like, "Girl, no, you need to get it in." When I went to go do it that night, I was like in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I had to wait to get back in order to put the packets in the mail. So when I calculated on when the packets should have arrived, it actually arrived like 4 days later. Or not only did it arrive, they didn't open it up until 4 days later. So that put me into a panic where I started emailing the embassy for Ghana up in DC, but they were very, very responsive. They responded back within a few hours each time that I reached out. They told me to check back in like 7 days because about the way I was calculating what they said on their customary thing, it would have came after that time and we actually would have been stuck. And so we ended up actually getting our visas before some of the people who were sent theirs off weeks before. So although it's an extensive process, it's not like here where everything gets backed up and nobody responds or you don't hear from anybody for weeks and you can't do anything about it. So that was helpful. And doing my picture, for whatever reason, it wouldn't upload. And so when I did like how you do the chat, it's an actual real person who helped me to navigate it and get it done. So it's not like how we do a lot of automated stuff here in the States.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, my process was a little bit different than everybody's. So I actually, once I read it, when I actually read the instructions correctly, I didn't realize that we had to send our visas off in the mail, right? So I was in the process of leaving to go to Thailand. So I could not send my visa off. So I was like, no, I can't send my visa off.
Your passport.
So instead of, say it again.
Your passport.
I meant my passport. Yes. I couldn't send my passport off because I was in the process of going to Thailand. So basically what I had to do is when I got back, I had to expedite my passport to the visa agency, right? However, I sent my brothers and my mother's off before I left for Thailand. So when I sent theirs off, my expectation was I was going for Thailand, I don't know what, 10, 12 days, somewhere like that. So my thought process is when I get back, they'll have their passports in the mail. Well, that didn't happen. So I went ahead and sent mine off. And to make a long story short, we never got their passports back. Their passports were lost in the mail. So once I decided to tell them, because I was trying to find them first. So I had a friend of mine go into all of the different places where it stopped once it left the embassy to see if it possibly was stuck there somewhere. Didn't happen. I even had a friend of mine reach out to some UPS drivers. We had a whole conference call with 6 of them trying to figure out how we can find these freaking passports.
Wow.
Right? Didn't happen. So 1 week before we go and get, before we're getting ready to leave, we had to drive to Atlanta to purchase passports because theirs were lost in the mail. So we go to Atlanta, purchase the passports. They tell us they'll call us around, they'll text us about 2:30, let us know when the passports are available. We come back, get in line. I look at the email and I said, this says my mama, not my brother. So I said, well, we'll just wait. We get in line, they give my mother her passport, they give my brother a letter. And we all just devastated. We're sitting there looking like, wait, what? So before I leave, I start writing down names and trying to figure out what we can do. And basically, I can tell you this. Right in that moment, the passport agency was not friendly to us. And they all look like us. We in Atlanta. So I'm sitting here looking like, really, y'all? Like, for real? So, I mean, not helpful whatsoever. I got names, got information. I left. I got on the phone, started making phone calls. We're at the mercy of the government shutdown. We're at the mercy of Veterans Day because everything shut down on Veterans Day. I made some phone calls. I reached out to someone who I know to help me transition the process. And they really helped me. So, I mean, that whole week, everybody's called me, Erica, you excited about the trip? I was like, I can't even get excited. I can't even get excited yet because I'm like, I got to get this passport. So, lo and behold, the Thursday before we left, he still has no passport. The Thursday before we left, I say, listen, take all of this information that I have, take it back up to the to the passport agency and get in that door. I don't care what you got to do, get in that freaking door. He goes there, get in the door, and basically it took him a minute to get in the door because you cannot get inside the passport agency unless you have an appointment. Well, they wouldn't give him an appointment because his passport was not released. So they're not going to give you an appointment. But he got in the door and we spoke to the people that we had spoke to before. We passed them all the information and they gave him his passport, literally. One day before we were getting ready to leave. One freaking day. So we're still at the mercy of getting their visas. So we had to get visas, boots on the ground in Accra. And of course, that was a whole nother challenge, but not like the passport challenge, right? So it was a cost issue because the cost for a visa in the States was $60. The cost for a visa in Ghana was $330.
Oh, wow.
Per person.
Mm.
Oh, y'all
American dollars?
American dollars.
Oh, no, you didn't tell us that.
Yes. So that's why I was like, y'all listen. Y'all listen. This, hey, we gotta. So yes. And then I had to pay it. I had to pay it via online. So I had to pay it online before we got there because I needed the receipt to show that we're getting a visa in Ghana when we got there. So I literally did not get my brother's receipt until 3 a.m. the morning that we were leaving. So that morning that we left, that Friday, they sent it to me at 3 a.m. Yes. So when I say that, like sometimes people see your trips and they see the things that you're doing and they don't see the background of it because people make it look real good. Like everything is perfect. Everything is seamless. Oh my God, they had such a wonderful time. We did, but it was some challenges to get there, literally. So, but it was one of those things that it was a learning experience and a costly one, a very costly one.
Ooh,
but
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, listen, yes. So, so we get to Ghana, and what's the first thing that we did when we first got to Ghana? What was the first thing we did that day?
We had to go through
customs. The Macola Market. We went to the Macola Market, right?
They ain't even got there yet. Let's talk about how they messed up my luggage.
Oh, go ahead.
So when we first got there, me and George had to go off to the side because they damaged a suitcase of mine and then a leather bag that he had ripped the whole strap off the side. And let me be clear, we flew Delta. We went to Ghana in November. I'm still going back and forth with them for that. And on the way back, they ripped off a whole wheel on one of my bags.
Oh, yeah.
And so we still have not gotten reimbursed for those and had to buy like new luggage and stuff.
Well,
so that was
there is travel insurance that
Uh-huh.
covers certain things. They didn't cover any of the stuff regarding the visa.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I didn't even think about that. I wanted my travel insurance covered our luggage.
You gotta go and read it.
I will.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Yeah. So look, now I'm learning something. But then also the thing that stood out too is it took forever for everything to come off the belt, and then all the people that was helping that we thought worked that was with our tour guide, but kind of find out there was people that wanted to help so we could tip them.
Yes. So
they were bombarding us, making you confused about who are you supposed to trust. People, ma'am, you need some help. I was like, hey, no, thank you.
Yeah. So when you get there, for those who are traveling to Ghana or any other, country, possibly in Africa, people are gonna just be grabbing your luggage when you first get there, literally. Yeah. And I finally say, "Hey, stop!" because I've experienced that in other places before. So I knew how they just come up, grab your luggage, and instantly start walking with whatever direction you're going. No, if they're not with your party, don't allow them to grab your luggage, like whatsoever. And then we finally realized who the people who were supposed to be assisting us, that were the assistants with the young lady who.
But we said we had no tips. It wasn't hard.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, as soon as I said we're not giving nobody no tips. If you're not da 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 and da da da, we're not giving you a tip. Everybody just drop luggage and start walking away like ants. Literally. So that's one of the things that you'll experience sometimes in some of the more what do I call it? Some of the countries that are not as wealthy as the U.S., you will find that people are really just trying to survive, to be truthfully honest. And that's one of the ways that they survive, literally. What's next? What was another challenge before we got there? Is there anything else?
I don't know if it was a challenge, but baby, that flight, hunty, that flight.
The flight is long. However, I sleep on flights. I don't know about anybody else. So Erica is going to sleep. I am going to be asleep before they did the safety concerns. My eyes are going to close.
Listen, my whole thought process was I was like, Lord, I know you're not through with all of us right now. You got to make sure.
Right.
Listen, I had two people sitting beside me that was just chatty Cathy the whole time. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep on this flight, so I just watched a couple of movies and I just tried not to watch the time. So just watching TV, and I was like, I don't know how Erica back there sleep.
Slot.
But
like, dude,
no,
like gotta wake up like.
I slept out on the way there, but on the way back, girl, they had them children running down the aisles, baby. Yes. It was multiple kids ripping and running and just carrying on, honey. Yes. And we talking about like an 12-hour flight. They were carrying on the whole flight.
Absolutely. So we flew from Jacksonville to New York.
New York.
And then from New York to Qatar. No, from New York straight to Accra. Straight to Accra. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up all these trips. So we did from New York straight to Accra. Yes, and that was a 12-hour flight. Yeah. So
what was interesting was when we were at the New York airport, like the airline for all of the people, like African people that were working at the gate that we were in.
Well, that's normally how they do. They try to put whatever nationality normally is gonna that particular flight patronizes. They try to put the nationality there. Like if we were flying to Thailand, probably most of them would be Asian.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, or some form of Asian. So that's normally how they do it there.
They were talking about put your food outside for the Delta One people. So look, I was interested. Put your food tray outside. So we done looked up the Delta One, the upgrade for the Delta One, and they're like $2,300 per person. Mind you, we'd already paid
one way.
Yeah, one way, and we'd already paid a grip for us,
Yes.
for Comfort Plus,
Yes.
look, baby, they pay some moon to be sleeping in beds now.
Yes, yes, and yes, absolutely. So it is like it has its challenges. You know, my thing is I have a concoction that I make when I'm going on a flight. So I take a Advil PM and a Dream Water gummy. So Dream Water is just a melatonin gummy. So I will pop two of those gummies and an Advil PM or an Aleve PM, whatever got PM in it. I don't care. Take that and I'm out. Like I'm going to sleep. Period. Because I don't like being up because I get really restless if I'm up on a flight. So I prefer to be asleep. So yes. So our first day in Ghana, we went to the Makola market, right? And then we got our hair braided. That was an experience.
Was it?
Yes. So let's talk about the experience getting our hair braided. So we're at the Airbnb. So our Airbnb, our first Airbnb was like apartment style, right? So me and Sharice, we had an apartment. So it's 2 apartments. So basically it is literally an apartment, 2-bedroom apartments, right? So I think I had 2 young ladies braiding my hair. One was just braiding, the other one was just handing hair. But Sharice had like multiple people braiding her hair at one time.
Oh wow!
I think who was there too? Janaya was there with y'all.
Janaya had multiple people too.
4.
Yes.
I was like, no, that was tough for me because I'm tender-headed, and but I was mostly impressed about how they all got along. The madam versus the protege was very impressive to me. And you know how we say when we're eating and we say you have some, and, and what we normally say is no thank you, right?
No thank you. Yes.
I said, would you like some fish? And yes, please, ma'am. Yes. They ate all my fish. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let them.
This is the thing. So the young lady who booked our trip for us, she actually lives in Ghana, and her house was literally around the corner from the Airbnb, right? So because her house was around the corner, she set up like a reception night for people who wasn't getting their hair braided, i.e. all the men, basically. So all the men went over to her house that night.
I went over there too.
Okay, well, some of the women went after they got their hair braided, but you was privileged. Your hair was quick, so they got you done quick, and you headed over. So I think my mom went over too, and Miss Janie and Miss Pam. Yeah, so everybody except for about 5 of us went over to her house. So what she did was she sent dinner back to the Airbnb for those who were getting their hair braided, right? So literally, we just had some fish, some fufu. Which I don't eat fufu.
It was tilapia and banku. And I want to state that because it was the bomb.
Okay. So it was tilapia and banku, not fufu. They're kind of similar, just different things in them, different elements in it. I'm not sure exactly what's in the difference. I don't like the texture of it, so I don't eat it. I'm big on textures, so I don't eat it. But so
and I don't like fufu, but I like that. It was good.
Okay, so the fish was probably no bigger than this right here, right? So our perception is when we offer these young ladies do they want something to eat, they would say no. So I'm taking the fish and I'm getting ready to bite it, and I guess she thought I was offering it to her, so she took it out of my hand, and I was like, okay. So I'm looking at the fish is not this big. It's not that big. It's a small piece of fish. It's not that big. So I took a bite and I took the sauce that they dipped it in. By the way, one of my coworkers bought me some of that sauce already. It's in my refrigerator. I've been putting it on everything. But it's called shito. So I'm dipping it in the shito and I'm eating it, and everybody just stopped braiding hair. Now, Benji, we got like 9-10 people in the house. we only got 2 pieces of fish. Everybody stopped doing hair to eat those 2 pieces of fish. I just finally said, here, y'all can have it. Go, y'all can have it.
The one of the girls had took the fufu, and I saw her leaning against the wall. She had actually like took it and put it in her pocket, and she was dipping it and she was eating it out of her pocket. I said, child, let them have. I was so hungry. I went
to bed hungry. I was like, you can have it. I promise you. I am not trying.
Right.
I am not trying to share one of those little piece of fish.
Yeah. I was going to bed hungry. So that's culture. So we're like that. But their culture is they're very communal. So whenever one person is eating, everybody eats and they eat together. And that meal is actually made for you to do that. So we learned that after the fact when y'all was telling about the experience, because your experience was normal to us, and then we realized no, so in their mind, so nobody goes hungry because everybody share whatever it is.
Yes, and that's the importance of understanding culture, because once you understand culture, you'll understand. Hey, listen, this is how those people eat. So when one person eats, everyone eats, and in our mind, we don't even have enough to share. But in their mind, you have plenty, because as long as we have enough for everyone to share, right? So that was an experience in itself. So let's talk about the slave dungeons. Yes, Diane Hart, that was funny. I think we were all laughing on that one.
We were.
And, yes, Rosalind. Yeah, that was a lot of people braiding hair. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Before we get to the slave dungeons, we ain't gonna just talk about the humps in the bump on the bus.
Oh yeah, we got a new name. So we named ourselves the Rough Riders, because the bus ride was rough. Everywhere you went, it was rough. When I say we was humping like this right here the whole time, I'm talking about sometimes for like 2 hours. We
every American should, tomorrow when y'all get in y'all car and y'all drive, say thank you, Lord, for paved roads, because baby, it was I was like, I don't know how they're going to sleep. I learned a lot about myself on this trip. Like, I have to be in total comfort when I go to sleep. I am spoiled.
I took me lots of naps.
Yes.
So how did me? They didn't have road. There was no speed limit signs.
No.
And even when they was honking the horn, here we be mad. You honk a horn at me, we ready to fight. That's how they was talking to each other. Yeah. And we was going through the roundabouts. I was like, Lord, because it was on my side of the bus. The first probably 5 or 6 times, I said, Lord, they finna hit us. But the people was letting us in like roundabout. It was so shocking.
Yeah. Yes. So and then I learned. So I asked the question because, I want to try to compare how how their vans looked that were actually using like taxis. I can't remember how can I describe it, but like their vans was used as taxis, and you would see like taxis. I seen one taxi with a vacuum cleaner on the back. So I asked one of the guys, I was like, so, hey, can I ask you a question about this taxi? Like, so if they were taking somebody to the store, they put everything in there. He was like, yes. I said, I saw a vacuum cleaner on the back of one of the vans. Like, you could literally take a half of a house and put it on there. It's like no restriction. They had bags covering the seats, like plastic over the seats, and people were like, no air conditioner. Y'all better be thanking God for air conditioning our vehicle. Like, people, they look miserable.
Had air conditioning. Our transportation had air conditioning.
Yeah, but like in their taxis, like you would literally see them like squished in the cars, like just doing basic stuff, like going to the grocery store, or it's no like you picking up from a bus stop. But I was like, well, how do they know what a bus stop is?
Yes.
So they called, and told them, well, I guess where to pick them up from.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to you because what you saw was people look miserable. I didn't see that. So like the people that was riding together, because even some of the ones we put up next that they were smiling and different things like that. So I think even like the lens that we see it, because we so used to like comfort and convenience, they didn't look like they were.
There's an expectation that they're miserable.
Yeah,
Right.
Because
they
we
was
would be.
chilling. Like they was just as happy-go-lucky. I think that's what was so interesting to me. Even the people that was walking with the big things on their head.
Oh yeah.
Like we saw everything like they was able to carry on their heads. And you can buy a broom, probably a vacuum cleaner too on the side of the road, and there's food. Like there was just so much.
Yes.
I saw mops, like we just saw like so many different
I
things.
saw somebody with water hoses on the top of their head selling them on the side of the road. Like they sell everything. Yeah, everything.
Listen, I was like, well, I can no longer say I never ate street food before because we stopped on the bus.
So we ate street food.
Yes, we ate street food. Like we would literally stop sometimes, and the one thing that I can appreciate about our guide is that she purchased certain things for us to experience while we were on the bus. So that was like a plus. So we got a chance to what was the one thing that we were eating a lot of? I couldn't remember.
The plantains.
What was it? Plantain chips. Yeah, I want more plantain chips. I'm good on the plantain chips. We had enough and done.
I enjoyed the candy, although I did not get the name of the candy. I have no idea what the name of it was.
But speaking of being on the side of the road, how we was exchanging money like it was a drug deal was the funniest thing ever.
So when you first get to Ghana, one of our first things we did the first day was go to the money exchange. Well, that next day she took us to a wholesale, a Ghanaian woman who has African product that she sells out of her home, wholesale. Well, most of us spent half our money in that lady's shop. So we needed more money to continue the trip. So I make this announcement on the bus like, hey, y'all, listen. We got like 8 more days here in Ghana. We need to keep some money in our pockets and not spend like we spent in this lady's shop. So we had to get more money from the exchange, where the exchange that she likes to use was closed the next day. So basically, we had to find an exchange where they actually have money changers on the streets. So we pulled up on the side of the highway, and it's a guy exchanging money on the street. So I'm looking like, now there's some real hood trap stuff right here going on right here. I'm talking about, I felt like we was in the hood doing a whole drug deal, buying money off the streets. So I'm looking like, what is going on here? But literally, the her assistants that were helping her, they got out. One of them got off the bus. Big ups to Jason. Jason did his thing.
He got off
the bus.
Negotiated the exchange rate
in Tree. So that's their language. It's called Tree. So he negotiated the price in Tree, and then we all just handed him the money. Like, hey, I got 500. Hey, I got 600. Hey, I got 300. Hey, we just started handing him the money. He exchanged the money and handed us all our money. Like, I was so impressed with the fact that, because people label a lot of African countries with scams and things like that. Let me tell you something. These people took care of us like we were family. And like they would not allow anybody to get over on us for nothing. Right. Listen, even one of the guys got slapped by a woman. One of the guys, not one of our guys, one of the guys that were Ghanaian that was with our guide. He got slapped because one of my cousins decided to take a picture of the lady. And she said she didn't want nobody taking no pictures of her. And she said she didn't want a picture because a lot of Americans come over there, take pictures of them, and make fun of their lifestyles. So she didn't want anyone taking a picture of her because they make fun of these people's lifestyles, and that's not fair. So I understood her, but I felt kind of bad after he even got slapped. And all he said was, I would never hit a woman. It's okay. So, and I mean, he took it like a G.
Yeah. But also speaking of that, how they like carried purses. So there's this big thing, like you said, a lot of times the men in America where things are not like being manly and different things like that. And so you didn't see that in this particular country. So you saw like men be very kind, like in a different level that really stood out.
Absolutely.
One of the things for me, just looking at a different lens, we go and we take pictures of that stuff and make fun of their lifestyle, but those people are at peace. It was lots of joy.
Yeah.
It was lots of like happiness and love, while we were out here stressed out about even the things that we have that we're trying to maintain.
Right.
And so that even when we went to the wholesale place, first of all, you didn't tell the rest of the story. We all went with a significant amount of spending money. The money there is for every American dollar, that is 12 Ghanaian dollars. I gotta say this. So we got plenty of money. But we done went to this place and found so much quality stuff, so much stuff that we love. Everybody done balled out. We got bags, we got purses, we got necklaces, we got tickets, we got everything. It's so funny that we actually exchanged money just a few days in, because there was so much stuff that we found that we liked and that we loved. And so I definitely, like, I want to say, even when we went to the Ghanaian woman, like one of the people that was there, I think they was from like South Carolina.
Yeah, that's where she was from.
Yeah, so the other people like was there. So even like in those things, even in some of the quirky stuff, it was just so much like fun just to see how different and how much more laid back people. Even when you saw them walking, like they was on a mission. Like we got to get there. They sit back looking. You like, dang, they hustling. Like where is they going?
Right.
Even the children, the children were helping their parents. That I was most impressed about. I was like, hey, do these children have a school time? Because they out here working.
Right. I'm going to show a couple of pieces that I bought while I was at this store that we was buying so much stuff. So this is a necklace. It's kind of long. It's when I say it's really long, it's really long. But this is one of the African necklaces that I purchased. I think all of us purchased this one.
Yeah.
I think everybody bought this one, right? Yeah. So this one came with earrings. It came with a bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It came with a ring. Oh, these are the earrings right here. It's still in the pack. So it came with the earrings.
They heavy too. That jewelry is heavy duty. They know
it is. It's real quality jewelry. And all mine is still in the bag. I bought this right here. This is also yes. So I still have quite a bit of things. I bought these bracelets here, and they're like really weighted. It's not like it's real like African jewelry here. Yes. So this is some of the stuff. I ain't gonna put everything out, but it's more in this bag. But that's
I was
some of the
just
stuff
glad that I had enough room in my suitcase to bring all my stuff back. I was excited. So so Erica, you didn't talk about the tailor that came, because he came that first night, or he came the second? Oh, the second night.
So we also had clothing made while we were there. So the first day that we went to, it's called the Makola Market. We went to the Makola Market and purchased material. I actually still have some material here because I didn't get everything made. I bought some material home. Everybody, listen, your sister said I need that in pink. I did get it in white, but not pink.
Which one you talking about?
The yellow necklace I just showed her.
She because I got her some skirts made, so she wants something to go with them skirts.
Oh, to go with it. So I did get it in white.
Yeah, we got so much stuff made.
Yes. So the seamstress basically came to the hotel. They took everybody's measurements, and we all got a bunch of stuff made. Now everybody loved everything that they got made except for me. So I'm the only one who did not like my stuff that I got made.
We've worn so much of our stuff. I think I got a dress left to wear. And then me and George have another matching outfit to wear. But honey, we don't wear skirts. I got pants, the bags.
Yes. Oh, not that one.
Somebody was like, "Why you ain't tell me about the bags? I seen Shanae got some bags." I said, "Child, I wasn't even thinking about them bags."
But we barely had enough room to get our stuff back. Yeah, so much stuff. We was right at the airport.
I had to put my stuff in my brother's bag.
I said you should have told me.
Remember, your brother bag was an item extra bag. Look, we had to put over there too.
Yes. Oh,
we were struggling at the airport trying to get on the way.
She was talking about the gold one.
Oh, okay.
But, so they got all of their stuff made, and it was gorgeous. It really, really, really was. Because I absolutely adore fashion, I have to have things made the way I need them to be made. So I'm not going to be satisfied if they're not made the way that I want them to be made.
So I'm gonna answer this question.
It was
why
not,
you ain't like it?
The cut was not right.
To be extra. They're gonna be an extra pop, wiggle, flex, or something in whatever she put on.
Yes.
So it ain't gonna never be. And it's just who she is. She gonna
listen. I got clothes. I got to pick up for my seamstress right now. Yep. She just texts me the day and say my clothes ready. I'm going to get my clothes because I buy them at the store and I'll be like, hey, I don't like this. Could you make this way, this way, this that way? That's just me. That's just that's just who I am. Yes. Okay. So yeah, Kenya, that's why I didn't like it, because I didn't like the way it was totally fitting on me at all whatsoever. And what Rosalind said.
Oh, that was my bag, and they are so high quality.
Oh, so she said she was the one talking about the bags,
and they are so nice.
Yes, and she always one. It is always one. I'm normally that one. So listen, before we got there, she asked us, she says, Erica, this is going to be on a really, really tight schedule. Listen, do you have anyone that's going on a trip that may possibly, make us late or, kind of lollygag around or this, that, and the third? I was like, oh, me. She was like, really? I say, so listen, don't wake me up for no breakfast because I'm not coming to get none.
What's so funny about that? So the person that booked our trip, like I know personally, and so she like my daughter. Time is a thing for them. Yes. By the time this trip was over, she got all over it and got back.
Right?
She wouldn't even worry about it no more.
Right?
That's why she asked you. She was like, Erica, well, is it anybody that will be on time and can get the people together?
Yes, I say that would be my best friend Sharice. She'll get everybody. She'll be on time. She'll be there early.
I 10 by 10. I kept saying, Erica, it's time to wake up. Erica, alarm clock going off. Erica, it's time to get up. Erica, we got 15 minutes, Erica.
I'll be like, I don't need the 10. I'm fine. I'm gonna get up, go jump in the shower, hit these hot spots, get up out of there, throw these clothes on. I'm good. Listen, they was like, Erica, you don't want any breakfast. I'm not hungry. I don't get hungry till about 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm good. And if I get a snack, I'm good till about dinner. I'm good. So, no. So, but that's how, that's the balance that you have when you're traveling with people out of the country. Like, my friend is always going to be on time. That's who she is. She always going to be on time. She want to be on time. She wake up on time. She go to bed on time. Like, that's just not me.
Call me every time she called me after 9 o'clock. You in the bed? I say I can get up.
Yeah. Yes. And everybody knows that I'm the person that's gonna be up late at night, so they can call me at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and 9 times out of 10 I may be up. Yeah, especially if I don't have to work. If I don't have to work, I'm probably up. But that was a good thing. What about the Kenya says she's trying to get a group together now.
What the man saying on the TV? Good luck.
Good luck. So what about the Teals Beach Resort?
Hands down, best resort that we went to. What was amazing, the raging water.
Yes.
At the beach, it says you enter at your own risk.
Yes.
The raging water. But it was beautiful. So let me tell the people in the back who don't like spicy food like me. If you go into Ghana, you better go to the doctor and have your stomach tight. Cause baby, I told Erica we were at a the resort. I do not want this chicken. This chicken is too hot. I cannot eat this spicy food. What?
Girl, it was so good.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. But the resort was beautiful. I think that is hands down the best resort I've ever visited.
So we're going to talk about too the challenges that we had. So also too, when you travel with a larger family, which we did, I think Erica said the resort was like a last minute change. So our family didn't get on the beach like everybody else, and then we had to go up a hill to get to where our place was. So our bungalow or villa, whatever, was super nice, but it wasn't the same vibe as theirs was being actually on the beach near the infinity pool. So we had to go to where they was and then hike back up that hill to get back home, but it still was worth it.
Yes. So that was so that particular resort is really hard to get. So because it's hard to get, basically I think maybe a month before we left, she was able to get that particular resort. And so when we got it, she was like, okay, so Erica, you're the birthday girl, so we're going to give you the bigger villa, and then we're going to just spread it out everywhere. So you tell me who fits where. I didn't know the location of the villas. I just put the people in the rooms. Okay, put this people with this one, and this one, and this goes for here, and this one go here, and that one goes here. So that was it.
Yeah, we was the only one that needed a bigger room like you did. That was why.
Okay. So that was the only thing. So it was one of those things. So it's, once again, nothing is perfect when you go somewhere, and you have to be a person that can change and be very flexible, so you can continue to have a good time. So we did get a question here. She said, can you say, so what about security? Any concerns? I did not feel unsafe, not one
Not
place
at all.
I went. Not one. I mean, literally, people were friendly. Even in the Macola market, where there is like a myriad amount of people.
People was letting their kids walk around the Macola market to the
literally. I think the biggest concern in the Macola market is wash the potholes and don't fall in one. Yes. And yes, Kenya, you're absolutely right. People have to be willing to adapt to the environment and not have like a whole bunch of American expectations when you go to places like this.
Right.
Because a lot of times you're not going to get it. Like, I don't think we went anywhere and got any American food. I don't think we had.
Yeah, we went to KFC.
Oh, we went to KFC.
But actually, I liked it better.
Let me tell you.
Listen, all I can say is I do not eat American KFC, but Ghana's KFC. I told Lynn, I said, please take this picture for my husband so he can see his wife eating KFC. Because baby, I don't eat American KFC. That KFC was everything.
Delicious. Listen, I got a 3-piece. Listen, I got a 3-piece, and I was like, so you'll be real greedy if you ask people for another piece of chicken. That's just plumb goddamn greedy right now.
It's so good.
And it's not so, like, when you here in the US and you ask for a 3-piece of chicken or whatever, and they give you these big old pieces of chicken. No, these are regular pieces of chicken. How the breast is supposed to look, not pumped up with all them hormones like they give us here in the US. They're regular size, small breasts, like it's supposed to look.
Right.
Yes, literally. So I mean, the KFC, they didn't have biscuits. They had their side was jollof rice.
Yes, ma'am. And I enjoy every kernel.
Every bit of it.
Yes, I did.
Every drop of it. Yes, very much so. So Roz said KFC is good everywhere except for the USA. And yes,
I know one.
yes.
That's the same thing too with the food. When we went to go get snacks and stuff like that, you really realize when you go to other countries how much stuff they put in our food in the U.S. And the sad part about it is they do it, and so when you go to other places, the food don't have all of that, the stuff, the preservatives and all the other stuff.
Yes.
But we're used to it, so you have to adapt to their food, which is much better for you. And so there's a lot more access too of like fresh fruits and vegetables in places like where you went that actually stood out.
Yes.
Because we had to go to the pharmacy for me.
Yes. We did a whole bus trip to the pharmacy. It wasn't just you. It was a couple of other ones on the bus.
Need to go to the bathroom, stomach looking small. I looked like I was 8.5 months pregnant.
So some people had diarrhea, some people were constipated. It was all these different things, because when you go from eating American food to eating food with no additives and preservatives in it, it does something to your stomach. Now, also the bacteria in American food is very different from the bacteria in foods in other countries. So it can be a combination of the bacteria and the lack of hormones and additives and preservatives that cause your stomach to do whatever. I had no issues until my last day. My last day, my stomach wanted to start doing flip-flops. And I was like, I just ate for 8-9 days. But my last day, yes.
Kenya, if you gonna get you a group together that like to drink coffee every morning, I advise you to pack y'all some coffee, because baby, I was struggling not having American coffee.
Yes.
Their coffee is that instant. What is it called? Nestle
Cafe.
Yeah, that wasn't coffee. Yeah, that was
I had strawberry.
And even we had coffee at the we went to an Ethiopian restaurant. That was our first day. Our first day we went to an Ethiopian restaurant. So I literally we tried the coffee. So you take the coffee and you pair it with popcorn. So we were eating popcorn and drinking coffee. That coffee was nasty.
And another thing, me following the instructions, Ethiopian food, you got to eat it like they say, where you eat the stuff together, you eat with your hands. And so when you eat the different things on the plate together, it tastes good. If you try to eat each of those things individually, it didn't taste so good.
No.
So one of the best things about our guide was she printed out a menu for us, and we got a chance to select for every restaurant that we went to, because they don't do things like we. So if you go to Ghana, don't expect to walk up in there like you going to KFC, because you're gonna wait.
Yes,
because they don't do nothing.
The only food we did not wait for is when we sat down and ate at KFC, because when Lynn them went to KFC
the first time,
they had to wait for a long period of time. And actually, our guide, Gail, she had to walk in, tell the people at KFC to give him his money back so he can get his food.
So we had to go.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
They don't take their time and hurry up on nothing.
No, they
don't.
That is we did our color people time over there. Do you hear me?
Really? That's where it originated from.
That's the real color people time. Hey, so don't think you're gonna go over there and rush them folk by getting you your food. You ain't.
Right.
You're talking about the Ghanaian no. So you got to make sure that the Ghanaian yes, you got to make sure that yes is really a yes.
Yes.
Whenever time I know, please. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. That was so interesting.
Yes, absolutely. So what about my birthday brunch? So that was
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was emotional.
Yes, it
was. What you said?
Yeah, absolutely. And then
Yes.
you're not a crier. So when you were
No.
crying tears of joy, it made
Yes.
everybody else be so moved. And
Mhm.
Yes.
even with Red, when she got told about, I was like, oh, because Red talk a lot of trash. So when
Yes.
you hear her get really moved, it is so touching. It was like one of the
Yes.
most touching things ever.
Yes. 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 So I'll tell you all what I said to uh oh, so this is it, Kenya. I'm getting ready to say it now. So when I got to the birthday brunch, and like I said, y'all can go back on my Facebook page and you'll see me walking into this villa. Now, this villa is owned by a young lady who used to live in Gainesville. So our guy, Gail, met the young lady over in Ghana. So what's the odds of meeting a Gainesvillian in Ghana? I mean,
Right.
what's the odds? So as I'm walking in, we have these drummers playing African music and walking me into the brunch. Now, probably a week before we left, because I wanted to do a birthday dinner, she called me and said, "Hey, we're going to do a birthday brunch. Oh, are you okay with that?" And I was like, "Sure." I ain't never been to Ghana. I ain't never had brunch in Ghana. So I ain't never had dinner in Ghana. So it really doesn't matter because I haven't did any of that. So we go there and she walks me in and she has this complete spread. Like literally, the place is decorated. There's a banner that says "Happy Birthday, Erica." Um, it's a banner that says "Happy Birthday, Erica." I walk in and I just look at everything, and then I turn back around and looked at everybody, and I just got so emotional because, and this is one of the things that I remember telling my mom when I gave my niece Alicia a bridal shower some years ago. I said, it's a difference between someone doing something for you and someone wanting to do something for you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people do things for you out of obligation or merely because they want something back from you. You rarely sometimes get people doing things just because they're doing it, just because of who you are, and they want to give you this.
Right.
So Sharice and Gail, they put together this brunch for me. They talked about whatever. I don't know what y'all talked about because I have no clue.
She was
But
so she was very nervous. Like I never seen anybody when I talked to her. She kept saying, "Okay, well, I want to do this, but what do you think about this? And how do I present it? How do I hide it from Erica? Like that."
That's Gail's
So
nature.
I told her, I said, "Listen, when Erica go to asking you all them questions, you tell her Sharice said, trust me." Right.
yes.
And because she wanted to know about the dances, I said, "Oh, she would love that." Right. So
Mhm.
I was more focused on, listen, this is how I found out, there's no Amazon over there. So I was like, "Damn." So I sent her this cake that I wanted to match the theme. Right. So
Uh-huh.
she's like, yeah, so we don't have Amazon over here." I said, "Oh, wow."
Right. Right.
So,
No.
but she got it pulled off for me.
Yeah.
But she was very nervous about really making this trip, like your brunch, to be extraordinary. And she did, hands down, she did
She
her
did
thing.
that. She
Yeah.
did that. And then because it was my brother's birthday, we actually flew out on his birthday. So his birthday is the 14th, and we flew out on the 14th. So she said, "I want you all to dance and give me a song that you want to dance to." So one of the song that we danced to is my nephew's my brother's grandson. It's one of his favorite songs, and he's just 8 months. But when that song plays, he pauses and he just stares at wherever it's coming from. And when he did that, I just started to listen to the song more. And it's a CC Winans song, and it's I Can Only Imagine. And just listening to that song, and my brother and I, we had our dance to that song, and all of the emotion that we
She was,
felt in
yeah.
the moment. just because of all of what we had been through the year, through last year, with losing my niece, and that was his daughter. It was the song just kind of just it was a tearful moment, and however, it was an emotional release, literally. And while we were dancing, he was shedding tears. I was drying his tears as I dry my own tears. And it was one of those things that we kind of both needed in the moment. And it was so emotional that there was not a dry eye in the room. Like it was like we had everyone crying. I was like, oh my God. When I turned around and finally looked at everybody, I was like, oh my God, we got the whole room crying. And it was one of those emotional moments that we needed and that you can never take back, and you're gonna always remember it. Right. So my birthday brunch was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Roz. Thank you.
Did you ever get the pictures back from that day?
No, not yet. So I did do a photo shoot while we were at the brunch, but we don't have the pictures back for the photo shoot yet. So hopefully we'll get those back soon. We did do safari. We did the safari. We did the slave dungeons. The safari was funny. That was real funny. We ended the safari when it got dark and we started getting attacked by mosquitoes. We was like, hey, this safari is over. We from Florida. We don't do mosquitoes. I'm talking about them mosquitoes like, oh, it's dark, attack. That's how I felt. Yeah, like, no, we don't do this. So I'm going to tell one of the funniest moments of the trip, right?
Before we go past the safari, that we only saw a few animals, but we were still excited.
Oh, yeah, we only saw a handful of animals. So we got to the safari late, right? Because we left the brunch and went to the safari, and we got there late. And Miss Janie, who was the oldest person on the trip, Miss Janie, 87 years old, she said, we drove all this way to see two animals. But basically, because we got to the safari late, the animals had started to go in to feed. So we missed them because they were going in to feed. So they actually had to usher the giraffes back out because they was going to eat. They was like, hey, bump them. I don't know what they here for, but we hungry. Right. So they had to usher them back out so we could see the giraffes. And then they let them go back in, basically. But yeah. That was funny. But I think one of the funniest moments is, so we went to the cocoa farm, right? So the cocoa farm is where they farm chocolate. So it comes from I never could pronounce the name of the fruit. What is it called? Cocaya?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Cocaya. Okay. So the cocaya fruit. So they're farming the cocaya fruit, right? So the trees are in a very wooded area. So it's hot outside, but it's completely shaded as we're walking through the woods, right? So they take us, we got Diego and Sinead's partner. So George is leading the pack. So Diego, we got Dora the Explorer right here, Sinead, and then we got Diego in the back, in the front, leading the pack like he didn't been through this forest before. I don't think so. I don't even think George like forest kind of person, but he leading the pack, right? So we go down in the forest and then we turn back around because the guide wants to take us to the waterfall. So I was like, okay, so wait a minute. I'm going to send my mama and Miss Janie back to the bus because I don't want them walking too deep into these woods, right? So we send them back to the bus. Jazz go back to the bus because she just saw a spider crawl out of one of my cousin's pockets. So she's screaming. Once she saw that spider, she was like, I'm done. Hey, I'm done. She was like, I'll walk your mom and them back to the bus. I'm done. So we go down in the woods. So my brother and I, we're waiting to see them cross the street to get the older people out of the woods, right? So we go back and we're walking, and they had to go down like this hill, like down in the valley, literally. So they down in the valley, and all I see is this one right here, Sharice, go to screaming. And she is saying a few choice words while she down there screaming. So I was like, oh, we ain't going down there. So
what Lynn said, Erica, I ain't never read was moving like she had the Holy Ghost. So I ain't never seen Red move that fast.
She was down there shouting in the valley. She was shouting.
Them ants, girl, them ants. And they're big. They're like,
so the guy says, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. We got him. Come down, come down, come down. So we started to tread down the valley because he said it's okay again. But all of a sudden, I'm down there about 20 seconds. I'm not even down there for a minute. And when I say them goddamn ants start attacking me, like I owe them some money. Boy, when I say I ain't never seen so many black people running out of woods, I'm talking about we was running. I said, how you running from ants? When I said it was.
I had on a dress and they was crawling up my legs. I was like, oh no.
And they was watching and covered up shoes, baby. Them ants was getting all up and through there.
Listen, I'm screaming to tell Lynn, take my shoe, get my shoe, get my shoe, get my shoe. I'm talking about them ants hadn't gotten my darn shoe so quick. So the guy kept saying, it's marching time, it's marching time. I was like, what is marching time? So marching time is when the ants, the big ants, not the little ants, these were big ants. They come out and they feed and they basically eat anything that's warm, basically. So, I mean, I guess we were some warm bodies hadn't got down there. Like, attack! So, yeah.
They were saying attack and we were saying abort, abort, abort.
But I ain't never seen so many black people run out of woods so quick over some ants. You'd have thought we saw some snakes or something. No, ants. Yeah. So them ants got us up out of there.
Yeah, it was a good experience to see how they the cocoa farm, how they process the cocoa.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the spa.
Okay, wait a minute, hold up. Say it, Shanae.
The sacrifices that we learned that people got to make with the actual cocoa farm. So even just watching, let me see it.
So so we actually
all the resources, and then the people. Cocoa is so important to so many things, like the chocolate and stuff that we eat, and to see that the people are still struggling to live. It was huge. So the way we depend on it, that was very eye opening. But then also to see how they was talking about other crops and all the things that come from Africa to sustain other parts of the world was super cool to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's amazing how the resources that they use that are local resources to sustain the country. And people don't realize that, and then a lot of, Americans go over and take over stuff for these people. And that's what the documentary excuse me, we went actually saw a documentary. We went to the movies while we were in Ghana as well. Now, I only saw about 20 minutes of that movie because I was asleep.
It was good. It was good.
But I think everybody else saw the movie because I was out like a light. Do you hear me?
I was too angry and mad. I was in and out. I was mad. I was ready to go.
And y'all know I'm a nerd, so I wanted to see it all, baby. It was good.
I was knocked out. I ain't seen none of that goddamn movie. I saw 20 minutes. So, but it was one of those things that it was a good, the parts that I did see, just the understanding the resources and actually the people that guided us through the forest, they were actually in the documentary as well.
Yeah.
So the documentary was just really, really, really good. You said the spa. So the spa. So me and Sharice had a spa experience, and Shanae had a totally different spa experience. Right? So, Shanae, tell us about your spa experience.
Ooh, child. Ooh, child. So, me and George, and I forgot the lady name.
Miss Pam.
Pam. Yes. We went to the spa at the waterfall. And mind you, George is a massage therapist. I got to make sure that I tell y'all this when I tell you about this massage experience. So I want to state that. So we had the truck, and so mind you, it's like an hour something away. So we literally had to go get dropped off to the driver who drove us to the waterfall, but it was still all worth it. When we got there, we had to walk a little ways to get back there to it. But baby, once you get back there, it's just absolutely amazing. The water is coming down. It is actually cool. And just the whole experience. So the actual massage tables are in the water at the waterfall. And when I tell you they massage everything, they massage your, look like your toenails. They massage everything. They massage and they stretched everything. They massage the top of our heads. They like, I've never. And the reason I wanted to say that George is a massage therapist because he'll tell you that was the best kind of massage that he's had that way. So being somebody who does it and said, well, I'm the best at it, to give and say that it was actually amazing, it was one of the most amazing experiences. And then once they actually do that, they drove us back to the actual spa itself. And then they did what's called tea time. So where they give you snacks and tea, and then they do an additional foot soap and foot rub, and then like shoulder rub and massage and different stuff like that. When I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had
I think the lady who actually owns that, she was from North Carolina, South Carolina, somewhere, and they didn't really want her to do that type of business there, so she moved over to Ghana to actually be able to fulfill her dream in doing that particular massage.
Most of the massage therapists are like bodybuilders. Most of them are. They are. I think Jazz and Lynn had couples massage, that it was very, very comforting. Literally, like it was really comforting. They made you feel very comfortable. They were they gave us like some kind of detox like before the massage. I think it was some kind of I can't even think of it. One of them was ginger lemon something tea, and then the aromatherapy steam.
Clean out your nasal passage.
That you sniff to clean out your nasal passage. So that was different. That I had never had that right there. I was actually trying to buy it, and they have no more to sell. So I was like, I need this like aromatherapy stuff. The smell, I need that to open up your palate. I need that. So we went to look for it in the mall, but we couldn't find it in the mall either. But that was a great experience. Like the people were fun. I mean, they were friendly. The people, the place was nice and clean. Like so, Shanae went to the waterfalls where we stayed at the business itself. Right. Now the cost was astronomically different.
Yes, it was.
Astronomically. Listen, that waterfall thing, that is not cheap. So don't come that thing you finna throw the people $50 because that is
it ain't too much. It ain't too much more though than an hour-long massage that you've had somewhere else, like at Massage Envy and the others.
I didn't did all that. Listen, my massage in Thailand was $30. I mean, in Bali was $30. So listen,
it was like that.
Listen, the massages in Thailand was $10, and I didn't get one. That's bad part. I didn't even get one. I was like, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I'm not staying up all night with y'all talking about the derm massage. So just FYI, if you travel with Erica, she prefers sleep over a lot of things.
What a riverboat ride you say? Well, we had fun.
Listen, we did, but I was sleeping. But I had to stay up because y'all was at my villa, so I couldn't go to sleep.
No, I'm talking about the riverboat ride.
Oh yeah, we went on the
riverboat ride. Oh yeah. So we did do a riverboat ride. Yeah, we did do a riverboat ride, and Diego, you know, had these dreams of, I don't know, Diego is Shanae's partner. I'll say that once again. That's his real name is George, aka Diego from Dora the Explorer. So he gets in a quiet, spot and starts to think like, Bobby's world. So his imagination kind of gets the best of him.
It froze.
So he started to ask the people while we're on the riverboat, tell us about the indigenous people that live here in the woods. And I was like, I don't think nobody live here in the woods. I don't think nobody live here in the woods.
Fishing naked out there.
Yes. So the fishermen that were fishing on this river was fishing naked. And George is the first person who saw it because he was filming the woods and got the people in the water that were naked. So we didn't believe him that the people were actually fishing naked. So when we asked he said, look. So we took the camera and we're looking, and the fisherman was actually completely naked, not like just in their underwear. They were completely naked. So we asked, like, why are they fishing naked? So our captain of our riverboat ride, he said, basically, there are crocodiles and other, dangerous animals in the river. So therefore, they fish naked in case they got to jump in and pull out a net so they can get in and out quickly without allowing clothing to hold them down. Yeah. So what about when they told us about...
You're talking about Mandingo fishermen.
Right. I'm talking about naked. I'm talking about stuff dangling around naked.
We saw that man walking down the street butt naked. Erica talk about mental illnesses everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, we saw a man walking down the street butt naked and got
in the village.
That was Mandingo for real.
Yeah, he was. Yes. We saw bamboos. The monkeys, baboons on the side of the streets. Just on the side of the streets, literally.
And the cows walking next to us were like, hey,
yeah,
la, la, la.
The African cows, because they're huge, they're big cows. What I was gonna say, I was gonna add one more thing. The
bus broke. They had to go get a tire fixed.
Oh yeah, listen, but this is it. When the bus broke down, we didn't even notice. Literally,
we was having a ball.
So they was like, "It's gonna be a few minutes. We have a little bus issue." We was like, "Okay, somebody turn the music on." So we just turned the music on and started dancing. We did a whole TikTok video. Like we just was having fun. Like we didn't allow little small things to get us all riled up, because it's all in good fun, and it's literally who you have with you. Who you have with you is very important. And I be telling my nieces and my nephews all the time, listen, be careful who you go out of town with, because they will ruin your trip. So be careful who you go out of town with.
You just may sabotage a relationship. If you got somebody who is a complainer or a diva, if you will, you leave them home.
Yes.
Or if you got people, I see a lot of scenarios like where people have died on trips with people, and then when you go and look at it, they were like frenemies and different things like that before. You in a lot of cramped quarters. It's a lot that can go on to help to argument it for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I think our experience was phenomenal. I feel like Gail, and if you all are interested in going to Accra, Gail is your person. Like I would say, hands down, she's boots on the ground. She knows the people. I mean, her assistants. Yeah, her assistants that she had with her. The bus driver that I couldn't get his name right. I kept calling him bus driver. But in the last day, I finally got his name. The man's name was Osman. I was like, I don't know what I kept hearing, but it was not Osman. I was like, I don't know, what does that mean? Bus driver, can you please help me, please? That's what I kept saying. Bus driver, can you help me, please? So, I mean, the guys that were there, when I say they were so helpful, they was, as my mother would say, they were so dutiful. That's my mother's word. They were so helpful. I mean, from our luggage to anything that we needed. One day, Sharice left her medicine back at the hotel that she needed to take. One of the guys, literally, we dropped him off at a location where he can rent a moped. He drove the moped back to our hotel, got her medicine, drove the moped back. It took him well over an hour to do this, come back and brought her medicine back to her. Like when I say that they literally, anything we needed, they were right there, Johnny, on the spot. Like,
and not only that, you could tell they wanted to do it. So it wasn't
they wanted to do it.
Like,
they literally,
that was the difference.
They wanted to do it. One day we wanted to go shopping, but we was like, listen, I don't want to take this whole bus. It was like, that's okay. We'll get a car, come pick you up. We'll take, the 2-3 of you all to go grab this real quick and we'll come back. And that's what they did. They came, picked us up, took us off, Some of the other people didn't want to go when we did the massage. They took them off, did them other things with them. Like literally nobody was left feeling like I didn't have a good time. Right. Everybody, down to even seeing like our slave rivers that we went to, the slave dungeons that we went through. Like we didn't just have fun. We actually saw where our ancestors came before, during slavery time, like how hard the walk was walking from Nigeria to Ghana to go to the slave dungeons, like to be kept in these slave dungeons. Like it was so hard. Like that, they have a door at the slave dungeons called the door of no return. It was so hard for me to go through the door. I sat on the other side of that door for about 20 minutes while everybody went through the door, because I'm just thinking, as if I was a slave and I had to walk through that door knowing I'm never going to see my home again. Like I'm never coming back here. That's all I kept thinking. As a slave, when they ushered these people through these doors, these people were never going to come back to their homes. So when I finally went through the door, on the other side of the door, it says, welcome back home. And I said to myself, these are not these people's home anymore. You took them. You took these people from their land, and this is no longer their home. Right. So how can you say welcome back home when you took them and made somewhere else their home?
But I think that's the deal, that even when they discuss it, the white folks took it and made somewhere else their home. Mm-hmm. One of the things when we went to the museum for Kwame Nkrumah, and like he stated, is you're African not because you're born in Africa. It doesn't matter where you're born across the diaspora, because Africa is within you.
Born in you.
Where it's the actual beginning. And I think that was one of the biggest things. Also, too, one of the things that was very centering is just these things happen, but all the things we had and we accomplished before these things happened and in spite of. And we saw how, and even the conditions that they put us in on purpose, like how we learned they had churches on top of slave dungeons.
Yes.
How they went and took our women and cleaned them up in order to rape them. And then they put them in different quarters if they were women who fought back, or how they put the freedom fighters in the same area that you hadn't even been down to get into, and would suffocate you to death and then make you stand there until everybody died. Like, to see the maliciousness of what they did. One thing that was big for me too is when they stated that when they took our prisoners of war from Africa and they took the indentured service. Well, when we did prisoners of war and indentured service, they kept those people as a part of the community. Whatever your skill was, you was able to do it. You was able to keep like your culture. And we were actually very turned off to them coming in, but they were very persistent over years, making us believe like they was our friends, and they wasn't. Once our people actually realized what they were doing, they attempted to fight back, but by then they'd already gotten their claws into everything, and it took us to war. And so, like, even when that thing happened, for me, I came up with just the level of that's why people are so scared of it. It's just that level of resilience. How did you do all of this to a people, and not only we still standing, but like we still thriving?
We still would thrive. I think on top of that, one of the things that we learned that initially when they started to round up slaves, it was not people from Africa. It was Native Americans, slaves. And someone said, hey, have you been to Africa? The slaves are bigger and stronger there.
Yep.
So that's why they started slavery in Africa because they went to visit Africa and saw how the people were stronger. We learned that the Catholic Church was a part of the slave trade. We learned that
Church
if
of
you were
Christ.
Christian, in Africa, you did not go into the slave trade. We also learned that if you had a child that was like from one of the masters or whatever, and you were still in Africa, they actually took those children, separated them. We went to the part where they separated those children at. It's called the Children's Library now.
Yeah.
But they separated those children, educated those kids, basically shipped them off to London in the British area, and basically taught them how to pass. And when I say pass, I mean pass for white.
And then they utilized them to help uphold slavery. So
Yeah.
it's a lot when you literally
Yes.
see like what they did, even with Kwame Nkrumah, who was the first like president of Ghana when it got its freedom, and how our CIA helped to actually come and assassinate him.
Yes.
Like we didn't even see, like those are the things that people actually don't talk about.
Yeah.
And how many of the things he said and was fighting for is the exact same thing like people like Martin Luther King was actually fighting for.
Yes.
I mean, when you go and you just see, because they don't tell you like that particular part, and they're only asking like for freedom and basically like to be left alone. And in the one museum that we went to, where we saw all of these things that we had built and created before the slave trade.
Yes.
And these homes and these familiar structures that were super strong, and how even to go back now and trace your lineage, and even how like a lot of the fabrics, how they mean so many important things. It was like it was eye opening for real.
Yeah. Absolutely. I must say I cannot say it enough. This was a trip of a lifetime. I think there is not one person that did not go on this trip was like, wow, including myself, because I really didn't plan a whole bunch. It was Gail who did this.
With a lot of intention.
I just basically told, definitely, she was very intentional. I told her the things that I don't like to do when I travel. I told her the things that I do like to do when I travel. And we kind of went from there. If you are interested, I will post. She has a questionnaire that's posted on her Facebook page. I will post it on my Facebook page. If you're interested in going to Ghana, it may not be this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after that. Yes, Kenya, you're right. The real stories are not found in textbooks, not at all.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of things we learned I had never even heard of while we were over there. But if you all are interested in going to Ghana, I will add that to my Facebook page. Please reach out. Her name is Gail Johnson. She is on my Facebook page, Gail Johnson. If you reach out to her, she will set it up for you. You all can come up with a time, and basically the price is based on what you decide you want to do while you're there. So it varies for each group that she does. So you would basically reach out to her. If you have a certain amount in a group, she will set it up for you.
And we didn't even talk about all the stuff. Like we actually did. There's still so much more. And then you could go it alone, but Accra is huge. But it was like 8 million people should say live there. And I hear a lot of people say we were just going to do it on our own. I actually don't recommend it.
No.
You're going to get the best of the best if you have her to actually book your trip.
Absolutely.
And we're not just saying that just because she gave us a great experience. We didn't have worries. The things that we experienced were meaningful things. Yes. We learned. The one thing that my takeaway from this trip was to be grateful for what I have because of what we experienced. And I think that, American people can learn a lot of things from that culture, because how disrespectful these kids are. Those people are very respectful to one another over there. Mm-hmm.
One thing that stood out was
now what y'all don't do is go over there giving them kids no money.
Well, what?
Right.
You're supposed to give it to the adults.
Yes.
The adults.
Yes.
Don't go over there tipping them kids, baby. Them kids was they bust out in the fight, honey. They was busting each other up like them couple of dollars.
Oh yeah.
When you said even about the culture, one thing that stood out is two things that stood out. So number one, they in Ghana, it's like 60-something% Christian, and they celebrate Christmas with white Santa Claus, which was very interesting. That was like eye-opening because everything else is black people on the billboards, black people everywhere, and then it's like, wait a minute, but they got white Santa Claus. And then the other
I didn't see none of my people over there, y'all. I was like, where are my people? The light-skinned people.
Yeah, where no light-skinned folk over there. Hey, me and Sinead was home, but we was like, look at our people.
The mannequins got breasts and hips and stuff. Like,
yes,
that was interesting. But the girls that are under 18, we kept trying to figure out why their heads were shaved. And so finally we asked, and that came from when the colonizers came and shaved their heads as a way to kind of take their strength, but they kept that for the young girls, for people to know that kids were underage. So if you saw an adult male with a child in a way that looked appropriately, that's an automatic sign. So they took something that was meant to like harm them and oppress them and use it as a way in order to protect the girls. And I thought that was such a, like, that really stood out to me.
So basically, if she's with a male, if you see a young girl in Ghana with her head shaved and she's with a male that's not her dad or possibly a brother, then it's a no-no. Like, it makes them stand out, literally, for somebody to stand up and say something like, no, she's not supposed to be with you.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And Absolutely. Then the other thing was watching it. We had a lot of houses that were in the process of being built. It's a really big cash society. So people build these beautiful homes, but they build them as they get money. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it would be interesting. You'll see this beautiful home, but then there was a village here. Like, it was very interesting to kind of see that contrast, like, as well. I think for me, the takeaway is we can learn a lot because we have a lot of convenience, but I don't think we have a lot of like joy or like freedom. Those people like free to live life like the way that they want to live it, and that was actually what stood out. We got a whole lot of convenience. I will definitely state that, and I'm appreciative of that. But also at the same time, the manner in which they kind of navigated life, people are like having more of a good time. And even when we went to like the Macola market where people are trying to make it, you can still see like how family oriented it was and people looking out for each other and each other's kids and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And everybody is auntie. Yes, so I felt right at home.
Yes, please, auntie.
Yes, please, auntie. Yes. Well, all right. Do you all have anything else you want to add before we end this podcast? We are 30 minutes over.
Well, I just wanted to say that it took us almost 2 hours to go everywhere we went. So the bus rides were very long. So the suggestion of even, I understand travel agents, how they do certain things, but when you go into a place like Accra, somebody like Gail is almost necessary. We had Zoom calls with her. She asked questions. She was very in tune to what we may need and running over things that we were gonna need before we came, because we had to get malaria. We had to get shots before we went over there. We had to take medication before we went over there. So that's why I'm saying that would probably be your best route if you are going. If you just going to Ghana for vacation and you just want to go stay at a hotel, you probably going to be really lost just doing that, and it's not going to be really worth the money. But my suggestion is that you really do, at least inquire with Gail, because she made this, and this was my first time going out of the country. So this was the best experience I've had. And yes. And culturally, it was very, very amazing. It was amazing to me. And so the way she handled us and took care of us, hands down, was the best. And I would never forget this trip because it was an adventure. Yes. That's the word. We went on an adventure.
Yeah.
It was also more of an adventure because of her like intentionality. So you can go to Accra, which is like the city stuff, and just see the touristy stuff. But the manner in which she did the trip, we got to see the touristy stuff. We got to see the actual people, how they live in the villages. We got to see, so it was a good mix of stuff. So if you do it on your own, yeah, you can go to Accra, but you're not going to really see Accra. Yeah. And I think that's a big deal. But also, too, when it came to the currency exchange, we knew the best place to go because she identified that. We knew the warning about the food before we went. We knew the extra things to carry with us. Even when it came to navigating our visa, she sent us everything we needed ahead of time. So we didn't have to keep going back into the application. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need to go get that. So it streamlined so much stuff. Even when we were there, and things came up and we needed to make like a run to the grocery store, she knew where to take us. We needed to stop and get like suitcase locks and letting us know ahead of time how to get our stuff back and to make sure that our stuff was untouched. Mm-hmm. Those are things that the only way you can get them is from somebody who is boots on the ground, who's navigating and they're helping people to make each experience every time somebody comes even better. And that's just unmatched. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm a travel agent, I can do it myself. This was vastly different.
Yes.
And even at one time we were going to go further out, like for our safari, but to make things work within our particular schedule is why we went to this one. And so even realize Africa, we know on a map is huge, but you don't really fully understand just how big it is. We only went to, I think, like 6 regions like of across, so we still didn't even go out to like other aspects. We might not have been able to do that. Most likely would not have been able to do that if it was not being from somebody who curated this trip with deliberateness. Even one of the places we went was to a Jamaican spot. And the food there was good, and it's because she was able to navigate that from the experiences and getting our stuff handmade and getting our hair done. You know, all those things you're not going to be able to do on your own. And there's just like no other way. Even when it came to Nia's place for the birthday brunch, there's no way you would have known that that villa was there. And it was on
it was on a dirt road.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was as that should say back in the cut. It was way back in the cut.
I was like, are we supposed to go this way?
I was like, we lost? Yes. And it was just the beach where it is on the beach is absolutely amazing.
And I think one of the things that I've taken so far, and I don't know if anyone saw my picture that she had a pencil sketch of me. So I think I posted that. There was a picture sketch. That was a whole nother story because we lost that picture like 2-3 times on the way coming back home. So that was a whole nother story with that picture, but it made it back. I promise you. But one of the things that I had a conversation with Gail earlier this week, we talked about 4 hours on Tuesday. And one of the things that she said to me is she said, I do a lot of trips, Erica. And she says, when I did that trip with you and your family, I felt like home. She was like, I literally felt like I was a part of your family. I said, us and all them hiccups. I said, but this is the thing. This is what makes family.
Yeah.
Like literally, this is what makes family. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it is what makes family. And it's what makes community. So I'm going to tell you, and I always have to leave y'all with a nugget. Just because you may have some drama or some whatever in your family, all of this stuff makes family. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking for perfection in your family, it's just not reality. And you're looking for, I just want to go somewhere everybody's just calm all the time. I mean, well, that's just not reality. That's just not how the world is set up. It's not reality. But if you can look at it and say, hey, that's just, y'all know what I say, that's just Shanae. Hey, it is what it is.
Not even that. Even as we know that, because I definitely want to be cleaving as you stated that.
Yeah.
When you're in close quarters like that, because my daughter tried me on that trip, and my daughter don't try me in that particular manner. I could have boxed her.
I wasn't even gonna say all that.
Well,
I wasn't gonna say all
that. Go ahead.
So the reason I want to finish my statement because I want to be clear that also understanding sometimes it's more difficult because you're in tight quarters like that. So trying to navigate it as best as you actually can, and that's the point. Even with her trying me, she wouldn't have done that if we went with family. And so sometimes that is the awareness, because family too give you a level of safety that you might not necessarily have. So don't take that level of safety for granted. And you know, we've talked about it like since then.
But what she was trying to say is, I enjoyed being around you all. Like she said, I literally enjoyed. She says, I felt like I was a part of y'all family. She says, that is the community that I desire. So it made me feel honored.
I had her crying in that water. She was like, hey, we're not supposed to be doing this. I said, okay, well, I'm just wanting to just give you this little tidbit right here. And you can do whatever you want to do with this information I just gave you. She was crying, but we loved on each other, and that was just that. Yeah.
We did. So it's just important for you to understand family is not perfect, but you will be amazed at the people who see your imperfect family and just wish they were a part of it.
Right.
So it's just a blessing to be that. It's a blessing to know that I come from good stock. Like to know that my family and my friends, we all come from good stock. It's just a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for someone to notice it. Period. Right. So we are going to end this night. We are over, but we knew we was going to talk about Accra. And it was going to be a long conversation. But we so appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight, everyone who watched. And like I said, I will post that questionnaire. Go on there, fill out that questionnaire. You may not want to go to Ghana this year. It may not be next year. It may be 2028. I don't know. All I know is you better reach out to Gail Johnson, because that is the plug in Ghana. Reach out to her. So thank you guys for tuning in. I so appreciate you. Hey, Ronald Wiley, you on this side of the earth. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And I so appreciate everyone who watched tonight. You guys be blessed.